All right, on a very hot and Sunday afternoon on Tuesday, July 19th, 2022, Paramedic Engine 716, Medic 712, and Battalion 701 and Swift Water assets were dispatched to the Northwest Branch Trail for the inland water rescue with the report of a child stuck in the water. Truck 716 was in quarters at 16 when firefighter Hyatt saw the call pending in the queue in the CAD. After reading the comments and realizing that a child was stuck in the water, Lieutenant Paradise placed the unit on the incident due to the close proximity and critical nature of the call, as well as the potential for multiple victims. Truck 716 was the first unit to arrive in the area of the call. As they approached the scene, they saw a young man frantically waving and directing them to the parking lot. The young man informed the crew that he was a camp counselor, and he was with the summer camp group who were hiking along the trail. As the group was navigating the trail, one of the campers slipped and fell into the water. The counselor went on to explain that the camper was struggling and another counselor had entered the creek, to help the camper. Firefighter Hyatt and firefighter Donaldson began to gather the water rescue gear and the ropes while Lieutenant Paradise followed the counselor to the patient. To gain access to the patient, Lieutenant Paradise ran about a tenth of a mile down the trail and had to climb down several large boulders to locate the patient and the counselor in the water. Lieutenant Paradise saw a young child stuck at the base of a waterfall. The force of the water was pinning the patient against a tree, and the counselor was standing in front of the patient, struggling to keep the patient's head above the water. Both the counselor and the patient were exhausted. Lieutenant Paradise was concerned that there would soon be two patients. The patient and the counselor were just out of reach, but Lieutenant Paradise was able to make verbal contact. At the same time, firefighters Hyatt and Donaldson were attempting to set up a system with ropes that could be used to assist the patient. Paramedic Engine 716 and Medic 712 arrived on the scene a short time after the ladder truck. The crew from Medic 712 went down the trail and approached the patient from upstream. Paramedic Pauly entered the water and was able to stand behind the patient and redirect some of the water that was pushed down on the patient. Firefighter Paramedic Pauly was able to help free the patient from the entanglement, and with the help of crews from the engine and truck of Company 16, lift him out of the water and up onto the rocks to safety. The exhausted counselor was able to float down to a calm section and was assisted out of the water by crews. The patient was quickly moved to a safe triage area and assessed. The patient was packaged and placed in the medic unit for transport to Children's Hospital for further treatment and evaluation. Thanks to the knowledge, training, and teamwork displayed by the crews on scene, the patient was released to his home to his grateful parents that same evening.
So, since July 19th, every day, several times a day, my wife Leigh and I think about how fortunate we are that our son David is still with us. He would be here today, but he has a fever, so we'd like to be able to meet you guys in person, but he's fine. So when he goes off in the morning to school, when he plays with his sisters at home, and when he leads me on a bike tour of the nation's capital and the National Mall, it's all a gift that I did not expect to have. And so the Talmud teaches us that a person's life has infinite value. And so what do you do as a parent when meeting the people who saved your son's life? Well, the Talmud recommends that you start by saying thank you. And so I'm here to say thank you for how you saved our son David. Thank you for being on call. Thank you for being professional. Thank you for maintaining your readiness on a constant basis for these kinds of unpredictable emergencies. Thank you to your families, your friends, and the entire Montgomery County community for organizing and supporting this life-sustaining group of people who are committed. And so, for the rest of my life, for the rest of David's life, we will remain thankful for all that you do and that you will continue to do.